Archangel Michael says, this is not just a warning, it's an unfolding betrayal cloaked in legal deception. The papers were printed. The pen was held. And the signature that now lies across the sale deed is yours, but not written by your hand. Someone is watching your absence closely. They have timed it with precision. The forged signature already reached a person who thinks it's real. This person believes they are legally handling the land, but they are dealing with shadows. The real trap has been set by someone very close to you. You will not believe whose hands have touched your property behind closed doors. Type Amen to get blessing 333. It began with quiet conversations near the edge of the village. Names were whispered, deals were negotiated, and a large sum was promised to a stranger who had no right to what belongs to you. Archangel Michael says, your name has been dragged into something far darker than you imagine. Your signature was not copied, it was rehearsed. The handwriting was practiced on blank sheets for weeks. The person who did this has seen your trust as a weakness. They visited the registrar's office with confidence. And now, someone in that building is helping them push this forward. They moved faster than expected. The moment they learned you weren't around, they acted. Your plot was marked with coordinates, and now they're waiting on just one more formality, that you stay silent. Type Amen to get blessing 625. The buyer is someone who thinks they've gotten lucky. But the truth is they are only a pawn. They don't know the story behind the land, nor the blood that built it. They are being used in a transaction that carries a curse. The land itself has seen tears, prayers, and family roots. But the woman who is orchestrating the theft doesn't care. She's more focused on turning memories into money. Behind her polite voice is a cunning force. She already lied once to a notary, pretending she had your verbal permission. She even went as far as dressing in a style that resembled your family's formal wear to gain trust. The form was signed, the ink dried. But the truth still floats in the air, and it's coming back. Type Amen to get blessing 774. A small mistake in the document is about to expose everything. The date format they used was incorrect. The number they registered under is already flagged in another legal case. They didn't think the system would notice. But now, a silent alert is circling inside the office's internal software. One employee has noticed a mismatch and is reviewing the entry again. He doesn't know you personally, but something doesn't sit right with him. He's pulling the records. And in the next 48 hours, a call could be made that might save everything. There's still time to act. But only if you open your ears to the whispers happening right now. The documents are not fully finalized, but they are dangerously close. Type Amen to get blessing 812. She wore a red scarf when she went to file the forged signature. She even practiced your exact way of speaking to fool the clerk. This was not an accident, this was planned. You need to understand how deep this goes. A lawyer was involved. He's not innocent, he's aware this is fraud, but he's been paid well enough to stay quiet. His office is located near the old square. The same one where your uncle used to do his dealings. That's no coincidence, they're using your family's familiarity with the space to not raise suspicion. But someone followed her. A neighbor. An elderly woman who saw the whole thing unfold and didn't say a word, until now. Type Amen to get blessing 996. She's writing a letter. Handwritten. No emails. No calls. She wants to warn you but doesn't want to be dragged into legal heat. She's too old to fight. The envelope will come with no sender name. But inside, you'll recognize the penmanship. She was your childhood teacher. Her words will shake you, but they'll also open the doorway to the truth. That land was gifted to your father. You know it. The documents have always been kept locked away. But someone recently had access to that lock. The key is not lost, it was copied. And the person who copied it knew where your family stored the original signature samples. They've had access longer than you think. Type Amen to get blessing 584. A man in his late 40s is also involved. He's not the mastermind, but he's the handler. He's the one who spoke to the local registrar in coded language, trying to speed up the title transfer. He wore a watch, the one you once gifted your cousin. That's when it hits you. This man is not just part of the crime. He is someone from your own bloodline. The betrayal is coming from inside. A family member is using your kindness to erase your name from your own land. The documents have been submitted with a smile. And that smile is now caught on a security camera. It's not too late to ask for footage. Type Amen to get blessing 317. You remember a time when family meant safety. But this person sees your silence as permission. They've already talked to 3 people who are ready to invest once the forged sale is finalized. The land is fertile. It holds more than just soil, it holds legacy. It holds memories that were built over decades. But all they see is profit. Archangel Michael says, you must not be still anymore. Your protection is divine, but your action is urgent. You are being called to stand tall, for the earth beneath you is being silently traded away. Tonight, a name will echo in your dream. The one who started this, their name will arrive without warning. And when you wake up, you'll know who to confront. Type Amen to get blessing 455. A voice will tremble when you ask them directly. They will not expect you to know. They will try to divert your question and act offended, that's your clue. They already practiced this moment. But they never imagined you'd be spiritually guided. They never thought your angels would whisper truths in your ear before legal notices ever reach your hand. Their forged signature was not perfect, a loop in the letter was off. That's where their confidence will crack. The notary has been rechecking files since last evening. You may receive a call from an unknown number. Do not ignore it. The universe is lining up a chance to reclaim what is rightfully yours. Type Amen to get blessing 628. This is not just about land. This is about betrayal written in ink, pressed into paper, masked behind fake smiles. It's about trust stabbed quietly when no one was watching. A person you've always helped is behind this. The documents will prove it. Her initials are on the witness line. She was supposed to protect the memory of your father. Instead, she's selling his name with a forged smile and hands that once served tea in your kitchen. She will deny it at first. But the truth will leak when confronted. She has already made mistakes. Type Amen to get blessing 722. The lawyer who approved the process is already under investigation for a similar incident. His reputation is sinking. Your case might be the one that seals his fate. He signed with a different pen. And that pen left a distinct ink mark, blue fading into violet. That alone could become your biggest evidence. Archangel Michael says, nothing forged in lies can last under the light of truth. But you must act swiftly. The other party is moving fast, trying to clear the last legal step by next Thursday. The moment they do, the name on the title will no longer be yours. And reversing it will cost more than money, it'll cost peace. Type Amen to get blessing 801. There is a folder hidden in your home. It holds the last original copy of your land papers. Someone tried to find it. You may have noticed a drawer slightly shifted weeks ago. That wasn't an accident. They were searching, silently, when you were distracted. They found a scanned copy instead and used that to mimic the real thing. That's how they copied your signature. But the original is still safe. You need to locate it now, before they come back to try again. Someone you trusted once asked odd questions about the land's location. That wasn't casual curiosity, they were gathering information. Type Amen to get blessing 399. Your dreams have been uneasy for a reason. Your energy has been signaling danger. That's not paranoia, it's prophetic. Archangel Michael says, your guardians have been trying to reach you. Now you must listen. The person behind this scheme believes they've succeeded, but they are standing on the edge of exposure. Their name is about to be written in a complaint. And that complaint will come not from you, but from someone unexpected who discovered the fraud by accident. The final moment is near. Stay sharp. Because once the light hits this shadow, nothing will be the same again. Type Amen to get blessing 558. Archangel Michael says, the truth has only begun to unravel, and the darkness that tried to take your land is trembling. The moment you thought the battle was over, a new revelation pushes the betrayal even deeper. The old teacher's letter finally arrives. Its envelope is fragile, yellowed by age, but her trembling words cut sharper than any lawyer's pen. She writes of nights she couldn't sleep, knowing she saw a family member carrying documents that weren't theirs. She describes seeing them in a government office, smiling confidently, telling the officer that you had sent them. That lie was polished, practiced. They didn't just forge your signature, they rehearsed your very identity. Type Amen to get blessing 421. Within the same day, you receive another warning. This time, it comes from a clerk inside the registrar's office. Quietly, anonymously, he slips a note under your gate, warning that your land transfer is only 2 approvals away from becoming final. He doesn't want his name known. The system is corrupt, and whistleblowers are silenced. But his conscience is stronger than his fear. The note says the lawyer has a meeting scheduled tomorrow at dawn. He'll be bringing forged witnesses to finalize the seal. Once it's done, there will be nothing left to dispute. Type Amen to get blessing 512. Archangel Michael says, you are being equipped with knowledge before your enemy's final move. But there's another twist, money has already been exchanged. Stacks of cash have been placed in a private vault. It was handed over by a man you've never met, but whose face will soon haunt your thoughts. He believed he was buying land fair and square, but what he purchased was a forged dream. This man's greed blinded him to the truth. He didn't check authenticity, didn't meet you personally. He thought silence meant approval. That silence is what your betrayer used to fuel their crime. Type Amen to get blessing 688. The night before the dawn meeting, you find yourself awake, pacing. The air feels heavy, charged with unseen forces. A sudden breeze brushes against your window, though no wind moves outside. That's when you hear it, a name whispered in your spirit. The same name the old teacher hinted at. The betrayal isn't coming from afar, it's coming from a woman who once promised to guard your inheritance. She carries your bloodline. She knows your every move. And now, her own shadow threatens to erase your legacy. Type Amen to get blessing 855. The woman's plan runs deeper than money. She has already prepared a second forged document in case the first is caught. She's playing a game of layers, making it harder to pin the fraud on her directly. But fate is turning against her. That secret camera footage you didn't know existed will become your silent warrior. A security guard at the office, curious about her nervous behavior, saved the recordings. When exposed, those videos will show her in detail, signing with a hand that shakes slightly, a hand that knows it's committing betrayal but won't stop. Type Amen to get blessing 236. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven does not sleep when injustice rises." Even now, the divine hand is shifting alliances in your favor. The buyer, who thought he had sealed the deal, is beginning to doubt. A strange dream haunted him last night, a figure cloaked in light warning that what he purchased belongs to another. This man will soon reach out, unknowingly guided by unseen forces. When he does, your reclaiming of the land will begin, and every false signature will burn away under the weight of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 932. The confrontation draws near. The lawyer, sensing danger, calls your betrayer late at night. Their voices, panicked and trembling, echo through a phone line that another insider is secretly recording. Fear begins to leak through their words. They speak of being caught, of the land's true owner finding out sooner than they planned. They don't realize that every word is already documented and will soon be handed to you. The trap they set is folding inwards. Every step they take toward theft becomes another nail in their own downfall. Type Amen to get blessing 374. You're no longer silent. The evidence builds, letters, footage, phone recordings, all converging into undeniable proof. With every piece gathered, you feel strength flowing through you like never before. The dawn meeting arrives, and just before the final approval, an unexpected visitor storms the office. It's the neighbor who saw everything, clutching her cane, shouting your name in defiance of corruption. Her voice shakes the room. The forged documents are halted. The registrar freezes, realizing they've been complicit in a crime that could destroy their own career. Type Amen to get blessing 641. The woman behind the forgery tries to run, but there's nowhere left to hide. Police sirens wail in the distance as witnesses step forward one by one, speaking truths they once feared to say. The buyer cancels the deal, demanding his money back. The lawyer, cornered and desperate, attempts to shift blame but is caught in his own lies. Archangel Michael says, what was meant to steal your foundation has instead built your victory. The land, your legacy, and your honor stand untouched under divine protection. And as the sun rises fully, the forged signature becomes nothing more than evidence of a betrayal that failed under the watch of heaven. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, the battle for your land is shifting into divine judgment. What began as silent theft has now turned into a storm of exposure that no one can escape. The woman who forged your signature believed she could manipulate the law forever. She thought fear would keep everyone silent, that no one would dare stand against her cunning tactics. But the divine light is peeling away every layer of deception she has built. The registrar's office, once convinced by false documents, now trembles under the weight of truth. Employees whisper about the forged deal, pointing to the woman and the crooked lawyer. It's no longer a rumor, it's a scandal that's beginning to spread like wildfire. Type Amen to get blessing 412. In the courthouse, files are being re-examined. One by one, discrepancies appear, mismatched handwriting analysis reports, conflicting witness statements, and a digital signature timestamp that doesn't match the day it was supposedly signed. A forensic document expert is brought in. With a magnifying glass, they analyze every curve of the forged letters, every stroke that pretended to be yours. Their report is conclusive. This is not authentic. Archangel Michael says, the walls of injustice are collapsing. What was designed to erase your name is now building an unshakable case that defends your rightful ownership. Type Amen to get blessing 503. Meanwhile, the lawyer who facilitated the fraud is dragged into a disciplinary hearing. He sits sweating under harsh lights, faced with recordings, letters, and testimonies that corner him with no escape. He tries to bargain, offering money to silence the case. But divine forces are stronger than bribes. One of his own staff members, unable to carry the guilt any longer, testifies against him, revealing secret payments and backdoor deals. The court clerk who once stamped the fake papers now comes forward, revealing they were pressured under threats. With this confession, the entire forged transaction crumbles in a single day. Type Amen to get blessing 677. The woman behind the betrayal is served with an arrest warrant. The sound of police boots echoes as they approach her house. She opens the door, expecting another delivery of documents to finalize her theft, but instead finds handcuffs waiting. Her face pales. The lies she rehearsed for weeks fall apart as she's read her rights. Neighbors watch as she's escorted away, realizing the truth they had only whispered about is now undeniable. In custody, she finally admits to everything, how she copied your key, stole signature samples, and planned multiple forgeries to sell your land to 3 different buyers. Each confession brings you closer to full justice. Type Amen to get blessing 899. As the legal storm unfolds, something spiritual happens. The soil of your land, untouched and pure, is blessed with protection. A divine energy covers every boundary, making it impossible for future thieves to succeed. The court grants an injunction, permanently securing your ownership. New security measures are ordered. Biometric locks, protected titles, and public records that highlight your name in bold letters, impossible to erase. Archangel Michael says, your ancestors are rejoicing in heaven. What was almost lost has been not just restored, but fortified. No enemy will ever again dare attempt what has been exposed here. Type Amen to get blessing 254. News outlets catch wind of the case. Headlines expose the betrayal, family member caught in forgery scandal to steal legacy land. Cameras flash as reporters cover the court hearings, turning your fight for justice into a public lesson against corruption. The forged signature, once a tool of betrayal, is displayed in court as evidence, a dark reminder of how close the enemy came to winning. But it now serves a greater purpose, proof that lies cannot destroy truth when divine hands are guarding it. The betrayer receives a heavy sentence. Years in prison, restitution payments, and a lifetime ban from handling property transactions. The lawyer loses his license permanently, his name forever tarnished. Type Amen to get blessing 333. With the legal war finally won, you step back onto your land. The sun sets in golden light across fields that nearly slipped away. You feel every grain of soil under your feet, every breeze carrying the whispers of protection that guided you. Archangel Michael says, "This land is not just earth, it is destiny. It is yours by divine decree, and no hand forged in deceit will ever take it again." A celebration is held by those who stood by you, neighbors, clerks, whistleblowers, and even strangers who prayed for truth to win. What was once betrayal has turned into a story of victory that will be told for generations. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, "Even after the dust has settled and justice has been served, the story of your land is far from over. There is a deeper truth, a divine prophecy that explains why this betrayal erupted in the first place. The land you fought so hard to protect is not just a family inheritance, it is a chosen ground marked for greatness long before you were born. Buried beneath its soil lies history, wealth, and a sacred promise meant only for your bloodline. This is why darkness tried so desp." Late one evening, an elder from your community visits you. With shaking hands, he unfolds a weathered map that has been passed down for generations. On it, symbols are drawn in faded ink, marking your land as part of a prophecy kept hidden from many. The elder explains that long ago, a decree was made that whoever inherits this land would one day be entrusted with unimaginable abundance and leadership. It is not ordinary soil, it is consecrated ground with a future tied to divine plans. He speaks of visions seen decades ago, glowing lights over your fields, voices from the heavens promising protection and prosperity. Few believed it then, but now, after the failed betrayal, the prophecy begins to feel undeniably true. Type Amen to get blessing 621. Archangel Michael says, "This is why your battle was fierce, why betrayal came from blood, and why even law and ink were used as weapons against you. The enemy sought to destroy destiny by forging a signature. But heaven intervened. The forged papers were only a test, a challenge to awaken you to the higher calling connected to your name. Had the theft succeeded, the prophecy would have been delayed, but not destroyed. Now that you've stood your ground, spiritual doors are opening. Dreams begin to show visions of wealth hidden deep within your property, streams of resources long untouched, waiting for the rightful heir to claim them." Type Amen to get blessing 712. One night, you dream of digging near an old tree on your land. When you awaken, the image is vivid enough that you cannot ignore it. Guided by intuition, you walk to the exact spot from the dream and notice disturbed soil, as though something had been there before. With careful hands, you dig. What you uncover is astonishing, a sealed chest, rusted with time but protected by layers of earth. Inside, you find ancient documents, gold coins, and a letter written by your great-grandfather. The letter reveals a secret kept hidden for over a century. A treasure was intentionally buried for future generations to secure the family's future against deceit and corruption. The prophecy foretold that only when betrayal strikes would the true heir be led to it. Type Amen to get blessing 866. News of this discovery spreads quickly. Experts confirm the artifacts are real, and historians trace them back to early settlers in your bloodline. The treasure's value is immense, but more powerful is its symbolism. It proves your rightful ownership and the divine hand guiding it. The betrayer's plot unintentionally triggered this revelation. Without the forged signature and the ensuing fight, you might never have uncovered the hidden wealth or understood your family's destiny. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven turns every plan of darkness into a stepping stone for divine elevation." What was designed to ruin you has instead unlocked generational blessings meant only for you. Type Amen to get blessing 533. With this newfound legacy, you establish a foundation to protect your land forever. High-level legal protections are put in place, ensuring no forged document or greedy relative can ever challenge your ownership again. You also choose to honor the whistleblowers and neighbors who helped reveal the betrayal. Their names are forever etched in gratitude as part of your land's history. Soon after, investors approach, not to steal, but to collaborate. They sense something extraordinary about your property, offering opportunities that could transform it into a thriving center for prosperity and innovation. Type Amen to get blessing 777. But before you sign anything new, a voice stirs in your heart. Archangel Michael whispers guidance, reminding you that not every opportunity is from light. You are to build carefully, ensuring that the divine purpose of the land is fulfilled, not sold to the highest bidder. You obey the voice, turning down tempting offers. Instead, you plan projects that uplift your community, create jobs, and bless the poor, aligning perfectly with the prophecy that this ground was meant to bless many. The soil you defended now yields a harvest greater than gold. It produces transformation, healing, and restoration for countless lives. What was nearly lost through betrayal is now a beacon of hope for generations to come. Type Amen to get blessing 999.